This was such a crazy week. I'm like, what was
Last,
Monday?
what?
Yes. Well,
Yeah, good candidates.
Oh, good class. Oh, the good thing when there's like a debate at the end of like, everyone wants their final,
Yeah.
there's 2 spots left and.
I failed to score the applications, but I just had a lot going on.
Well, thank you for
Of course.
serving on the steering committee.
All right, it's 9:32, so let's get this going. Here's the script. All right, so I'm gonna call this meeting to order. Let's see. Thank you all for attending here this morning. The recording secretary will now take roll.
All righty, Chair Rivero,
Here.
Board Member Renteria,
Here.
Board Member Sweet,
Here.
Board Member Pace.
Here.
Let the record reflect that all board members are present with the exception of Board Member Anderson.
Thank you. We'll move on to item number 2, which is remote participation under AB 2449. Not needed today, correct?
Correct.
All right. All right, quickly, moving on to item 3, new business, 3.1, SRTBIA event support funding from January 1st through June 30th, 2026. And we have a recommendation by to approve the selection panel recommendation for SRTBIA event funding for that period of time. We have a staff member available for discussion.
Yep, thank you.
Meredith, okay, take it away.
All right, so we had a selection panel meet first virtually to review the applications that applied for the event support funding with a period of January 1st through June 30th, 2026. Virtually, they scored on 4 different questions. One was, how well does a proposed event contribute to the goal of the SRTBIA? Sorry, I'm trying to read this here. How effectively does a proposed event plan to market outside of Sonoma and of Santa Rosa and neighboring counties? And how well does the event demonstrate long-term sustainability with additional funding sources? And then also gave it an overall application score. So after the first round of virtual scoring, I put together that recommendation, and then we met in person to review. And then some of those items did change as we reviewed each application. And so you'll see attached to the agenda was the recommendation put forth by the selection panel. And so today I will go through each of the event and just give a brief description of what it is with the recommendation. And then we can open it up for questions and discussions. If you'd like to visit any of the applications, I do have them in front of me.
Thank you.
So first we have Face Off.
So anyway, you can make the list a little larger on the screen, maybe zoom. Perfect.
First, we have Face Off. They are requesting $10,000 and we're recommending $8,500. The Wine Country Face Off is a youth hockey tournament from Thursday, February 12th to Monday, February 15th. The tournament is held at Snoopy's home ice in Santa Rosa. They have teams from around California and out of state that travel here to play a 5-day tournament. We encourage teams to stay in local hotels and eat at our local restaurants. Hundreds of families come in for this tournament. Second, we have Hollow, and they're requesting $36,000, and we are recommending $7,000. This is 1 film and 3 events. The 3 events are the opening act, a local kickoff event with filmmakers for business leaders and community. Then on set, they have the film, a cast and crew of 25 call Santa Rosa home for 5 days throughout the community, and they'd be staying in local hotels and partnering with local businesses. Then they'd have a red carpet screening, a live screening and Q&A with the filmmakers for the local community, extended community, and industry professionals. They did have a film recently called Flip the Switch that picked up more than 30 awards worldwide, and they expect the Hollow to reach even further. Every stop filmed in Santa Rosa, California will be stamped on the credits and featured on social, ensuring community's story travels the globe. Next, we have Growlers. And they are requesting 20,000 and we are recommending 6,000. We are getting ready to launch our next season of 2025 to 2026 with 18 home games. The first game is Friday, October 17th. However, when the selection panel looked at this, they were looking at funding it for starting in 2026 because that was the grant period. The last game would be March 29th. Each game is played at Snoopy's home ice and we expect 700 plus to attend. Next is Zombie Apocalypse, which is a hockey tournament. And the selection panel is recommending, or they're asking for 8,800 and they're recommending 6,000. The Zombie Apocalypse Invitational is a beginner-friendly adult hockey tournament at Snoopy's home ice, focused on fun, community, and love of the game. It offers a welcoming high-end tournament experience for newer players across California and other nearby states. We have the Cheese Festival. They're requesting 10,000 and we are recommending 6,000. The Cheese Festival is returning March 20th to 22nd, 2026 in Santa Rosa, offers state's premier event celebrating artisan cheese making and the businesses that support it. Now in its 19th year, the festival draws thousands of attendees from across the country for farm tours, educational seminars, pairing workshops, and marketplace featuring more than 100 producers, including cheesemakers, wineries, breweries, and specialty food artisans. Pride is requesting 12,000 and the selection panel is recommending 5,000. And this is for Sonoma County's annual Pride Parade and Festival on June 6, 2026. We have Beer City requesting 7,500 and recommending 5,000. Beer City, Santa Rosa is a celebration of active living and community and beer. The day starts with Beer City Half at a Place to Play, which features some of the great Santa Rosa breweries. In the afternoon, we shuttle our participants to the local breweries using Beer Shuttle. Beer City is a full weekend that encourages people to come and stay. Beer City Santa Rosa is part of the Beer City Half Series. Railroad Square Antique Fair requesting 10,000 and recommending 5,000. This will be our second annual free to the public event, bringing a fun day of shopping for antiques and vintage treasures. We will again be closing down the streets of Railroad Square for the day, bringing around 180 unique and amazing vendors to showcase and sell their awesome stuff. This event is a shopping event and in a shopping district known for its antiques already. We leave access to all businesses in the area to promote the local shops and help bring traffic to them during the event. They only have 2 food vendors to make sure the local restaurants are filled to capacity during the event. Cookout at the Vineyard. This is a vibrant multi-day annual fundraiser that centers BIPOC chefs, winemakers, and creatives, presented by the Verizon Project, a nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing equity in the wine and beverage industry through education, mentorship, and apprenticeship opportunities. That's June 13th, 2026. Then we have Taco Fest. Their proposed date is May 9th or June 6th, from 12 to 6 in downtown Santa Rosa at Courthouse Square. The Taco Fest Santa Rosa is a one-day cultural and culinary celebration showcasing diverse taco vendors, artisan food, beverages, music, and art. And then Wednesday Night Market. It's a free family event held every Wednesday evening from May 27th to June 29th, 2026 from 5 till 8:30, taking place in the heart of Sonoma County. It's a beloved summer tradition that has been the region's largest and longest running street fair since 1989. Each week, the market attracts about an estimated 6,000 to 8,000 guests, bringing together the community to celebrate local food, culture, and creativity. So the other ones did not receive funding, were not recommended, or they were marked as ineligible, as some were located outside of the city limits, or the event date was not within the date range for event funding. So I do have those applications if you would like me to go into any of those. So just please let me know and I can pull those.
Thank you, Meredith. Are there any questions?
Meredith, what was the dates of the face-off February,
February 12th through February 15th.
okay. Let's see. And the Cheese Festival, where is that?
That's usually at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
And I have a question. So the Face Off, the Brownies and Zombie, are those all hockey events?
Correct.
Is the hockey's gaining quite popularity?
Yeah, sure.
in Santa Rosa?
Is this an appropriate time, Chairman, to talk about suggested change to the proposed recommended amounts?
That's for
Yeah.
your discussion and question Q and A,
Okay.
and it is up to the board to decide.
Can I ask, Mayor, the Wednesday night market, did they articulate exactly what they were going to do with the funding? If you can think of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a question in the application, and the selection panel on the ones that received 500. The selection panel was clear that they wanted that 500 to go exactly to marketing outside of Sonoma County to use as dollars. I will pull, it was a question in there, so let me just pull. It says it would be used for police services, parking, permit fees, and marketing and advertising. Again, they requested 6,000. And the selection panel chose 500 to be used specifically on marketing and advertising outside of Sonoma County.
Right. In discussion with, and I wish they were here to kind of like represent themselves and what they were going to do with the money. Now, last year, everyone knows that they brought in these bands, Asia, Flock of Seagulls. In talking with them right now, they're trying to get Jefferson Starship, let's see, FUE, F-U-E. Have you heard of FUE? Latin bands draw thousands of people like they did in that next to the last market and such. They're saying that, and this is Danny, I don't know if you know Danny, who's on the market board. They need money for deposits to get these bands. And that money to allow to get these bands is, to me, is really kind of highlighted Santa Rosa as a reason to come here. It's a popular name to be able to market. And so I guess, is it appropriate to kind of make a motion to increase their funding to be able to give deposits?
I do want to make a note that they received 21,500 from community promotions for this fiscal year. So that would end July 1. And then also Pride received 21,500 from Community Promotions Fund for their event as well. So there are other pots of money that these are receiving. They did not state that in their application. And so as a fair process, when we're reviewing the applications,
Right.
you know, it's hard to score on something that's an unknown. Some people do put a lot of effort into their applications of outlining things.
Well, maybe they just didn't realize the importance of the needed for the funding for deposits. Is this, so the money that's given here, is this kind of based on the total budget for the year? And so you're sort of allocating to be able to kind of, because you've got, this goes till June 30, right? So then we have July 1 to go on through more funding. But by that time, the Wednesday night market, it's all going to be kind of over. So.
Well, the deposits, if they need to make them this year, they would not be able to use these funds for anything this year because it has to be an event happening during that time period stated. So these funds could be used for bands. It cannot be used for the exact hotel stays, but it really is dedicated to
Right.
marketing outside of Sonoma County to build Santa Rosa as a destination.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I know as a hotel, we sponsor, we allow them to use the green room for the bands. We give them free rooms. So none of that money is used for hotels at all. So can I recommend or make a motion to increase this to give them some money for deposits of like, say, $3,000?
Well, we're here to actually make a motion on the recommendations based on the.
Well, you
They can be
can
altered.
switch it. You would need to then pull, that would be pulling 2,500 from another event, because we only have 50,000 to give. So if
Okay.
you're going to make that recommendation, it would be what to pull from. And again, those deposits cannot be used this year. So if they are looking to make deposits to a band this year, these funds cannot be used for that. However, they did receive 21,500 from Community Promotions Fund for this year. So that
Now you say this year is at 2020.
2025 to 2026 fiscal year.
Right,
They
so-
received 21,500.
Right, but I'm
already.
saying the money here, they could use it for 2026 for bands, for deposits.
That's
Correct.
what this is, yes,
Correct.
this is
Okay,
for
right.
January
Yeah.
1st through June 30th.
Yeah.
It has to be used during that time. And specifically, it's more for marketing and it could be used for bands.
Well,
Yeah.
and to me, the bands and the name of the bands is really the marketing. And, you know, if Visit Santa Rosa gets involved in marketing as well too and pushing this, it's, I don't know, I see it as one of the most incredible marketing things that's happened in Santa Rosa in a long time, is because we have some folks that are on the market board, Gray with Belly, and people that are connected with these bands that can bring in some big acts that is going to kind of help put Santa Rosa on the map a little bit. And so I feel strongly, I don't know how to sort of propose or make a motion to increase it,
Yeah,
but
well, it sounds like we would have to modify
Mhm.
the review of
funding.
the panel, selection panel, and therefore readjust, make a modification. So what we're recommending, adding funds but
to the
we gotta take a
market,
look and
but.
see where we're gonna take
We
away.
need to then remove that
And I
from
guess it's
others.
open for, like the Cheese Festival, I don't know, I don't really hear of anybody staying in the hotel because they're going to come
I
and
think it's
eat
a 3-day
cheese.
event, isn't it? The Cheese Festival?
Mhm.
Yeah, we used their stated numbers around how many came from out of the area.
Yeah, the Cheese Festival had I'm pulling up their,
And we
the
have
recap
provided
report from the
support to
last
them
year.
over the years, I think something like 9 years.
Yeah,
A lot of these have received funding for quite some time, including Wednesday Night Market, the Face Off Growlers, Cheese Festival Pride, Beer City, and yeah, Wednesday Night Market are all historically funded through, whether it's SRTBIA or some community promotions. The Cheese Festival from this last year's visitor survey results, they had 2,157 attendees. Santa Rosa, San Francisco, San Jose, Sacramento, and Oakland. They did partner with, they have a list here of hotels here in the area, 1, 2, 3. They have about 10 hotels they partnered with.
would it be feasible to take away like $500 off of some of these? And then
You could spread it
just
around.
spread it around and add 3,000 and see how they do and say, hey, these are deposits for bands to help market.
My concern is, do they need the deposit this year? Because we
Yeah.
can't give them that fund for deposit this year. They have to submit their receipts. And then
I mean, from this year, they have to submit receipts to December 31 of 2025.
No,
No.
so they cannot, if they're going to make a deposit, let's say tomorrow for a band, they cannot use these funds for that deposit.
When can they use the funds?
January 1st
Oh,
through
and
June
that's when they
30th.
would use them. That's not a problem. That's when they
Okay,
need
I
the
would
deposit
think-
money.
Okay.
Okay, so for
Are
the,
are you saying it could be spent as deposit money if it's spent in the first 6 months of 2026?
It can be used for bands. People have used this for bands. So if that's going towards the band, That's what it would be going to. They can't receive it, the funds until after we receive their after event recap report. And that all other invoices are paid up throughout the city as well.
And it wouldn't matter if it's like, because they're gonna have various bands, so it would be maybe they make deposits for 3 bands within those 3 weeks. After the wrap, then they submit the.
They would submit the receipts so we could see what they were used for. So if we're earmarking this specifically for
Okay.
band deposits, we let them know in their acceptance letter of what this needs to be used for. But again, it has to be used during that time period that the funding is for.
Sure.
So the proposed change could be something framed around increasing the amount and that the money needs to be spent on marketing outside of the area or deposits of bands. It would be a draw from outside of the area, something like that. But it would still meet the spirit, I think, of what the committee wanted, is just an increased amount.
Any further discussion? The motion is gonna be, so the motion would be,
Well, we'll need to reallocate some funding in order to increase that 3,000. We'll need to remove 3,000 from some of these other events.
Before we can vote to spend it, so we don't have it. Right?
It needs to equal 50,000.
And
Or do we lower the funding from July 1 on a little bit to cover this? Or is this is part of the fiscal year?
yeah.
You're saying fiscal year ends
Yeah.
June 30. I see.
Yeah, the only way
Okay,
it
so
could
this
work
is the money
by
that's left over.
Yeah.
Okay,
reducing.
All right. by
So
$500.
So Face, instead of getting 8,000, they would get, 8,500, they would get 8,000. Growlers would get 6,500.
Yeah.
We could go like that, right?
It depends on which events, yeah, and it's up for your discussion on what you would like to see on these.
Just need to take away from 6.
does that get a little bit bigger?
Mhm.
Or is that as zoomed in as it goes?
Maybe take away from.
I should have brought my print out.
There we go.
Six,
Is that better?
6.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And give them,
Then that would increase it to, I think, 3,000.
I think it would give
So
them.
we just need 2,500.
Yeah. It would
So we
give,
need
yeah,
5.
it would
Reduce-
give them money that they never had to be able to provide.
Okay.
I think it'd be a good thing.
Donna, anything? You okay with that?
No, that's fine. See, 2,500 is what they're shooting for.
We're increasing it by 2,500,
Just-
so
and
it'd
reducing-
be
500
an
from
even
each of the
3,000.
first
Yeah.
top
And
5.
reducing, so which ones do we want to reduce? Is it Face Off? Reduce to 8,000?
Yeah.
So you're looking at 500 from the first top 5? Is that what you're looking at?
Well,
Mm.
I think so. Hollow would
Yeah.
get 6,500. Growlers would get 5,500. And Zombie would get 6,500. 5,500. So that gave us I guess it's 2,000, one more. Good.
What do you think, Mary?
Well, it's your decision
Yeah,
for the board. It's not
so,
my decision. So
Those ones that I just announced, Face Off,
At 8,000.
8,000, Hollow, 6,500, Growlers, 5,500, Zombie, 5,500, and I think Cheese Festival. That would be
Or Beers,
2,500.
yeah.
That give us a 3,000.
Okay.
Okay,
that's at 50,000.
What was the last one? Is it the Cheese
Cheese
Festival? or-
Festival.
Cheese Festival,
Okay.
5,500. They were asking how much? 10,000. Yeah. So they always
That's a.
got funding through event support in the past, so they have a lot of sponsors too, and it's a popular event.
And Snoopy's got a lot of money.
All right, so then, So the motion would go, we would make a motion, accept the recommendations, but with a modification to increase the amount of the Wednesday night market award from 500 to 3,000 and reduce by making the modification, the awards to Face Off, Hollow, Growler, Zombie, and Cheese Festival. That would be the motion. If I want to repeat that,
I'll make that motion.
so you make the
I'll make the
motion.
motion.
Okay, someone want to
I'll second it.
second?
Okay.
Donna seconds, and do you gotta take, okay,
All right, so Chair Rivera,
yeah, aye.
Board Member Renteria,
Aye.
Board Member Sweet,
Aye.
and Board Member Pace.
Aye.
All right, let the record reflect that that motion passes unanimously.
Comments from the public?
You can do public comment. We're still in the same item
Yeah,
here.
any comments from the public, given that this is a special meeting? It's not listed here, but I think I'm supposed to ask. Members of the public. All right, so motion approved and
Yeah.
adjourned.
Great.
There we go.
Thank you. Thank you.